Okay, so today I wanted to discuss a project that allows us to set up a local net that has everything, Filecoin, IPS, all of this stuff, and it's called Powergate. So let's get started. The way I ended up doing it was from they have a Docker build, so it's so it's an index. It's a multi-tiered API, Filecoin IPFS, and index builder. It's designed to be modular and extensible. And they have a whole diagram here. You can see this is their where you can actually connect and do make commands and so on, and it collects metrics, it looks like, and you got the storage and the deals, and so you have your file you can connect to, has like a Filecoin network and an IPFS network. But the cool thing is when you get into a local net. So this is great for developing things, and what you need to do is first thing you got to do if you're going to use Docker is you have to have Docker, install Docker Compose. Now on Ubuntu I did the apt-get, and it didn't like that, and because the version was too old. So what I ended up doing is I downloaded the most recent version, and that allowed, which is here, went through this process where I ran this curl command and changed it to allow for execution, and then also did this link, and you were able to test it out. So that gave you the current version of see if I can go back, the current version of Docker Compose. Then I had to get this from GitHub, using the typical git commands. You can do git clone and then just put this here. That'll get you the code you need, and then you can make local net. Now I ran into some issues where it wasn't building properly, and it has to do, and I found there were permission issues. When I tried to install another local net thing, I found I had to use, when I wanted to build it, I had to use sudo. That was telling, if I didn't, it was complaining about the bar run command. Oh, you can't see it here. But what happened, let's see if I can find where this was causing a problem. Well, it was complaining because the, let me go into a different, I'll tell you the exact. Var run Docker sock did not have the appropriate permissions. And there's also var run Docker PID and var run Docker. That you may need to change permissions, and so you should not have to use sudo here. and just do make localnet, and it should find everything, build everything, and as you can see, it's running. Let me make sure you're seeing it's running. Yeah, you're seeing it's running. And now you have a local net that you can do all kinds of experimentations with this framework, where you have your IPFS and your Filecoin network and the deals. Let's see, they explain the deals network here. Let me see, and they talk about the design. So it's a lower level abstraction. It provides simple to watch and retrieve data in the FileNet network. Interacts with the Lotus client. So they have that built in. Remember how Filecoin works. You make a deal to say with a miner to store your data for X amount of time, and that's how you get from the FileNet network to some node where it's storing things. So, and what, say, talk about hot storage, cold storage. So this is fairly involved, and this is, I think, worthy of some greater exploration. But you can see it's a very powerful tool if you want to work with this Filecoin network and IPFS and be able to learn about it and practice with it without having to look at an existing network. You want to do it just on your system. And they also have an API. I don't know if they have that. Oh, let's see if I can pull that up. They should have well, we're going to get into that. There is an API that they have in Powergate that will let you I'm looking at the wrong thing here. That is going to let you talk to the network programmatically rather than having to use the command lines. So, because they have the command line interface, they also have an API, like I just said. Let's see. Net. So you can do this in another. This is an example of how you use, which we can go through. We can go through that in future videos, show you exactly how it works. But again, the main gotcha you're probably going to run into with this is permissions. So always be aware of that, that the fact that the sock did not have permissions to execute that was not permitting the network to run and build. So if you have to use sudo to install, just be aware to install Docker, be aware of that. And if you use sudo to install, to do any of this stuff, be aware of that. Ideally, the stuff you're working with should be owned by you. And that should be all. Again, you can see we have a little running network here that's doing its thing, and we'll be able to do a lot more with that. and that's what this is designed for. So it's running its own little container there. And that is pretty much it. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, please give a like, please ring the bell to get further status, further videos, and share it with a friend. And of course, if you have questions, I am not a Docker expert. I've played with it a little bit, but I will certainly make an effort to try to answer questions. And I will speak to you next time.